Hi, everyone, and welcome back to part 7 of my 12-part series about the 12 growth phases in Bazi Astrology. Now, if you haven't watched any of the previous segments on this, then I recommend that you go back and re-watch them so you actually get them all in sequence. Today, we are talking about the sick phase, which is the 7th phase in the 12 growth phases analysis. Now, the 12 growth phases are a standalone reading technique in Bazi Astrology. They are a reading technique that give you a little bit more insight into a Bazi chart, into an astrology chart. And it is a reading technique that gives you information that is not immediately obvious. Yeah, so it's a little bit of an obscure sort of analysis technique, but very interesting. And it will help you find out what exactly it is that you particularly need to watch out for throughout your life, and also in the current phase that you are in, whether that be the luck pillar or the annual pillar itself. So the way this is done, obviously, first we need to check whether or not you have a sick phase in your chart. And first of all, you need to plot your Bazi chart. So you can go through to this link. I will also post it in the notes to this video. So go to this Bazi plotter and plot your Bazi chart. You don't necessarily need the hour of birth, but obviously date, month, and year, you know. If you don't know the hour, then just leave that blank, and then the hour pillar will just remain empty, but that's no big deal. So plot this Bazi chart, and you will then get what you see here. Whatever is highlighted in pink, this is your natal chart. And as you can see, there's a year pillar, a month pillar, a day pillar, and an hour pillar. Yeah, and most people only realize or only know what kind of animal sign they're born in as it relates to the year. But if you're a little bit more experienced in Bazi astrology, in Chinese astrology, you do know that the month you're born in, the day you're born in, and the hour you're born in is also associated with an animal sign. So you can have up to 4 different animal signs in your natal chart. Some of us have 3, some of us have 2, some of us only have 1. Yeah, so if everything here is, for example, the ox, then you have just 1 animal sign, but you can have up to 4 different animal signs in your natal chart. And they all play a role in these 12 growth phases. Now, we also then have a particular luck pillar. This is the time we're currently in. So for this particular person, they are in the time frame of 2021 till 2030 right now. And these are the energies that this person is exposed to. Now, you may be going through a different type of time frame. So for you, if you plot your Bazi chart, it does not necessarily have to be 2021 to 2030, but it's always a 10-year time frame. We call this a luck pillar. And each luck pillar brings us a particular energy that forces us or encourages us to learn certain lessons in life. And then obviously we all go through the current year. Right now is still the year of the metal ox. So we are going through the current year 2021. This is the same for all of us. The rest is different for each person. So plot this chart first. And then once you have plotted this chart, we will then need to analyze whether or not you have a sick phase in your Bazi chart. Now, not everyone has this. There are 12 growth phases. So out of the 12, 1 is the sick phase. Some of us don't have a sick phase in the natal chart. Some of us do. If you don't, that's not a big deal. That's completely normal, because you will then have probably other phases in your chart, which is why it would be good if you just revisit all the other segments that I've done on the topic so far. Now, how do we determine the sick phase? Is very simple. So you look at your natal chart, at your Bazi chart, and the determining factor is this symbol here. Yeah, this character here for this person is Wu Earth. Yeah, Wu Earth, the yang polarity of Earth. This is what we call the day master, the day stem. Yeah, this is the reference point for the 12 growth phases analysis. It can be different for each one of you. Some of you will have Wu, some of you will have Xin, some of you will have Geng. It doesn't matter, just check what you have here. Check what the day stem is. And then you cross-reference this on this table. So here you look where you find Wu. And here we have Wu Earth. And for a day master or for the day stem that has Wu Earth, the sick phase will be in the monkey. Now, knowing this, you then check whether you have the monkey anywhere in your natal chart. Now, for this person, there is a monkey in the hour. Yeah, it's not in the year, not in the month, not in the day, but in the hour. What that means, I will explain later. First, you just need to check whether or not you even have a sick phase in the natal chart. So this person has one. And for this person, the sick phase is in the hour pillar. Now let's have a look at another example. This one here, again, the reference point will be the day stem. Here, this is a Sin metal day stem, Sin metal. It's the yin polarity of metal. And again, we cross-reference this with the table up here. So where do we have Sin? It's here. And for a Sin metal day stem, the sick phase is in the horse. Now we check whether or not we have a horse anywhere for this person. And as you can see, this person does not have a sick phase in their natal chart. Not in the year, month, day, or hour. And there's also none in the luck pillar or in the current year. Yeah. So this person does not have a sick phase. And this may well be you. Yeah, you may not have this particular phase in your chart. It's perfectly fine. You will have others in your chart. Now let's have a look at a third example to see what we can find here, whether this one has a sick phase. So again, here, first thing we look at is the day stem. And then we cross-reference this with the table above. See, there we have the ding fire. And for a ding fire, the sick phase is in the rabbit. And it just so happens that this person is born on a rabbit day. So this would be the sick phase. As you can see in the first example, we had the sick phase in the hour pillar. In this particular example, it is in the day pillar. It could be in the year, month, day, hour, or in the luck pillar or the current year, right? So once you determine this, then take note of where it appears, because depending on where it appears, it will have a different meaning. Now, if you have the sick phase in your year pillar, so if it appears here, then this indicates that throughout your life, you may not have the best of health, but you can prevent any serious illness by just making sure that you live a healthy life. Yeah, if you know that throughout your life you are prone to illnesses and that you have a rather low immune system, then make sure that you lead a life that is as healthy as possible. Eat healthy, make sure that you exercise, go to frequent checkups, and you will be okay. If you neglect your health, then this particular indicator means that you will likely suffer from some serious illness later on in life. So if you see this in your year pillar, make sure that you make your health a priority in order to prevent anything bad or anything major from happening. Now, if it is in your month pillar, so if you have the sick phase here in the month, this means that this is a person who probably during the ages of 25 to about 45, 48, they frequently change jobs because they constantly feel that there's something wrong with their job or there's something missing with what they're doing. So it's someone who frequently changes jobs until they actually settle for what they're really passionate about. these people also need to be very careful with arguments with their spouse in particular. Yeah. So don't be too argumentative with your spouse or your romantic partner. Otherwise, this will lead to constant conflict in your relationships. It can all be prevented. Yeah. It's not something that necessarily leads to a breakup or a divorce or a separation. As long as you know that you have to be a little bit more aware of how you talk to your spouse, how you talk to your partner, you will be fine. If it goes untreated or unremedied, as we call it, then of course you will find yourself in constant situations where you're arguing with your spouse. Now, we want to prevent that. So therefore, we are looking at the growth phases. This is one of the things, or this is one of the reasons we are interested in this kind of hidden information. Now, if you find it in the day pillar, like this particular person, so if you find it here in the day pillar, then be very careful again of your health. So both the year and the day pillar, if you see the sick phase here, you need to be extra careful of your health throughout your life. So ideally, don't smoke. Avoid any sort of junk food. Make sure that the feng shui of your place is also set up in such a way that supports your health, and go to regular checkups. Don't neglect your health. Yeah, this is really the message if you have the sick phase in your day pillar or your year pillar. Again, you don't need to worry overly about any serious or any major disease if you take this advice to heart, and if you're just aware, if you go through life with an awareness that health has to be one of your priorities. And then lastly, if you have it in the hour pillar, so if the sick phase happens to be in the hour pillar here, then this can indicate that in your old days, you may be faced with financial issues if you are not careful. Now, if you are just a spendthrift throughout your life, if you don't really care about saving money, then this definitely happens, and you will not enjoy your old age, because you will be marred by financial issues, financial problems once you hit the age of 65. Again, this is a warning sign. This is a red flag. Knowing this, knowing how to analyze the 12 growth phases, gives us a hint as to what we need to be aware of and how we can prevent these things from happening. So make sure that your finances are in order and that you actually plan for your old age. This is very, very important, especially for those who have the sick phase in their hour pillar. Now, if you don't have the sick phase anywhere in the year, the month, the day, or the hour, but somewhere either in the luck pillar or the current year, so maybe it happens here or here, then throughout this time period, so in the luck pillar, we're talking about a 10-year time frame, and current year would be just 1 year. Your health is not great. So you need to really strengthen your immune system and work on strengthening whatever whatever your doctor advises. Yeah. Some of us need to do more cardio. Some of us need to eat healthier, whatever it is, but listen to your doctor if you are going through a sick phase, whether that be in the luck pillar or in the current year. It's also probably a time where it's quite difficult for you to take decisions. Yeah, if you're going through a sick phase, it can also affect you mentally and emotionally. So in the sense that you lose a lot of good opportunities because you procrastinate too much. Yeah, you lack perseverance. So you're not really mentally strong enough to see things through. So if you are going through this time, nothing is inevitable. Yeah, it just raises your awareness level, and you need to work on becoming more resilient and take decisions faster rather than procrastinating. Otherwise, you will lose out on a lot of good opportunities, whether that be financial, career-wise, or in relationships. Yeah, be aware of that so you can prevent this from happening. Now, there's an additional layer of interpretation, And this involves the day pillar itself. Yeah, so look at this part of your chart. And this is now only for those people who do have the sick phase in their natal chart. If you don't have the sick phase in the year, month, day, or hour, then this additional layer of reading does not apply to you. But if you do have it in the year, month, day, or hour, then check what you have here in the day pillar. So this person is born on a fire rabbit day. Yeah, as you can see here, fire, and this is a rabbit. Now check for you. So if you are born on a fire monkey day, or fire rabbit, or earth monkey, or earth rabbit, water tiger, or water rooster. Yeah, so those 6, again, I'll repeat, it's the fire monkey, the fire rabbit, the earth monkey, the earth rabbit, the water tiger, or the water rooster. If you are born on one of those 6 days, then you are someone who has a lot of talent. You are very skilled, you're very creative, and you'd probably be very good as some sort of strategist, planner, designer. But you very often actually lack the determination to complete a task or to see it through. Yeah, so you're very likable to other people because you're so creative, you can think outside the box. But then you easily overthink things to the point where you then stop yourself from executing your ideas. And this is something you need to work on. Yeah, if you have a good idea, implement it, execute the idea, make sure that you complete the task, make sure that you follow through on your promises. Otherwise, you will come across as very indecisive, and you will lack the ability to make things work for you, and people will think you're just being unreliable. Yeah, you have a lot of skill, lots of talents. Rather than talking yourself out of these ideas, make them happen. This is very, very important for the success of your life if you belong to any of these 6 day pillars. So this is the sick phase in the 12 growth phases analysis. I hope this helped you, and I hope to see you again next week when we are talking about the death phase in the 12 growth phases analysis. Now, it sounds very scary, but it's not that scary. It doesn't mean that anybody is going to die. So join me for this next part, and please do like, share, and comment if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon.